Hey, everybody, how are you? What up? You see the greenery? Yeah. So, welcome. Last time we talked about taking action in spite of fear. I am coming back to you today with a word that I hope you get a lot from as well, and we will be tackling limiting beliefs. Who doesn't have limiting beliefs, right? Okay, so I'm going to try to take a very big subject and squeeze it into a small amount of time. A lot of us are acting on limiting beliefs, and that's why we aren't accomplishing more of our dreams, or we are afraid to even step out and think that we can have anything more than what we have. So where are these limiting beliefs coming from? A lot of the times it's come from how we've been programmed, whether, it's our childhood and the people who reared us, our parents, guardians, teachers, people who surrounded us, our friends, the stimuli that we've been getting even today, television, the internet, all of the things that are coming in and just feeding us information. And the more that we get the same information, the more it's programming us. Because repetition, as they say, is the mother of all skill. How do we develop habits? By doing something over and over again, right? That's how these limiting beliefs have anchored themselves in our subconscious and conscious mind, which drives our behavior. We take action based on what we believe. And believe it or not, if something comes in that goes against or contradicts what you currently believe, because we are such creatures of habit, we will push that new thought out in order to stay in our comfort zone. Like, you could be believing in something and something else could come in that will contradict that belief, or really, say, hey, maybe this belief doesn't hold true anymore, or maybe this belief is limiting you, and hey, here I am to tell you about it. But because we can be such creatures of habit, if we're really stuck in our pattern, we won't hear it, or we'll tune it out, we'll throw it away, we'll fight it, whatever we have to do to stay in our comfort zone. So if you are ready to go into another space of who you can be, to realize more of your greater potential, it is time to look at what limiting beliefs you are possibly holding on to that you need to let go of. So how do we discover these limiting beliefs? There's a few things that you can do, but the first thing I would say is just be honest with yourself. Go in and say, what do I want? What have I always wanted? And what thoughts hold me back? What do I believe? What people are around me that I'm allowing their thoughts to hold me back? What religion could be impeding how you feel or think or see something. Is it time to re-examine what you believe and put it up against your own truth-telling serum and see what comes up? And then once it comes up, you don't have to shame or guilt yourself about having it. Just be aware of it and say, okay, I'm ready to change that. So how do we change it? There's a couple things that you can do, but here's some things that I want to suggest really quickly that you could do immediately. Gratitude. One of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning is I'm thanking myself, like out of my sleep state. I might be able to, I can't even see nothing, but I'm like, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for the opportunity to see another day. Thank you that I just slept in my comfortable bed. Thank you, whatever I can find. Thank you for the amazing conversation I had with my friend last night. Thank you that I got my feelings hurt yesterday because I learned something that I've been needing to learn for a long time. Whatever it is, thank your way into a space of a higher vibration. Because from our state of being, it's very creative. When you're in a low state of being, right, it doesn't feel good, and you might attract other thoughts or experiences that kind of mirror or support that energy. If you're in a higher state of being, if you can put yourself there, because we can, through our choices and the routines that we use, whether it's affirmations or gratitude or whatever it is, which you put your focus and attention on, it can raise your vibration, raise your thinking. Then you'll start attracting more things like that. It's just like that scientific experiment where they say, go outside and look at all the cars. Now look for red cars. Before that moment, you might not have even been paying attention for red cars. But now that you've put your focus and attention on finding red cars, you see them everywhere. Same thing. Okay, so gratitude. The other thing is affirmations. With limiting beliefs, we have to replace it with something else. So what empowering, positive belief can you replace that old limiting belief with? And your language is so important. You don't have to use I won't do this anymore. I can't afford to do this anymore. That's still speaking from like a negative space. So you're going to speak only in the positive. So I wish I had, gathered a more clear-cut example before I turned on the video, but let's just see if I can pull one out of the air. Shoop. Okay. So maybe you think that you can't do something because of your weight. I don't know. And so you have a low feeling about your self-worth or what you are projecting as yourself. And so maybe you're feeling like maybe you can say, just to start to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be, you say, I am now making new choices that put me on track with my best weight and my best self. I am making new choices right now that are putting me on track with my best weight and my best self. And you're going to discover that along the way. Now, I didn't get too specific about what that best weight is and what that best self is because it's revealing itself. But you have just given yourself permission to move into the direction of what you really desire without having all the intricate details to get there. They're going to reveal themselves if you take action. I love saying take action because at the end of the day, that's where it's at. Making a bold decision that this is what you're going to do. Put yourself on automatic pilot. There's so much stuff I want to say in this small amount of time. I want to see if I can get it out. But we're being programmed all the time. Your subconscious mind is programmed from things we've done over and over and over again. So in order to replace these habits, we've got to do the same thing with this empowered thinking. We've got to say this stuff over and over and over again. We've got to take action on these new beliefs once we put them in place over and over and over again until we override the old programming. Your new programming has to override the old programming. And if you've got to eliminate some conversations that you normally would have that keep you pent up in a limiting belief box, explore that. If you've got to cut off the television or change the type of programming that you've been watching in order for you to make a shift in your limiting beliefs, explore that because that's where it's at. We've got to reprogram ourselves for success. I hope this helps and that you've gotten something really rewarding out of it. If you think it can help someone else, don't be afraid to share the video. And I will be sharing something with you very, very soon in the coming weeks. Look out for that. But until then, take great care. Until next time.